Hello, welcome to KCLR. We are here to do our interview with the wonderful Roddie Cleere. I'm trying.
Action.
Hi everybody and welcome back to our channel. For those of you who are new to the channel, please subscribe. What happened to you doing that, like? Recently we travelled to Kilkenny to be on Roddie Cleere's award-winning...
Can you go again? I was making noise.
Jesus no, like that was going perfect. Hi.
Recently we travelled up to Kilkenny to be on KCLR FM and we were on the amazing Roddie Cleere's Irish Music Show.
Which is an award-winning show.
This was actually our second time meeting Roddie. We had met him about 2 years ago and we did a little acoustic session and he played that on his show 2 years ago, and that helped us a lot with applying to IMRO to be members. So he signed a letter saying that we performed certain songs on the day and then we became IMRO members. So thank you, Roddie.
Shout out to you, Roddie. So as some of you will remember, Roddie Cleere was the one who launched our song Wait in Line on radio, so it coincided with us releasing it on YouTube. So it was really nice to do another interview with Roddie Cleere and meet him again. So are you joking, like? So it was a late show in Kilkenny. The show was on between 10 o'clock and 1 o'clock. So we took a really long trip to Kilkenny from Cork.
2 hours.
2 hours journey, but we made it longer and we had pit stops and we had a lot of fun, to be honest.
Yeah, we actually did. We had so much fun going up in the car and listening to different music and listening to the show.
It's not what they expect from you. It's what you're expecting from yourself. So that is actually progression for you. You should walk away going, did you film something? I think I'm capable of doing better. What they want me to do is actually the voice.
Yeah. Exactly.
Or do a cover version on the radio right now. And
yeah.
So you should feel.
It's cold. We're at KCLR. As you can see, right behind us. Right behind us. We've just arrived in Kilkenny after a 2-hour journey and we're ready to do our interview with
Ready to rumble!
Woo!
My guests in studio are KUDOS, Sophie and Laura O'Keefe. They're known as KUDOS, and great story behind them, where they have been living and where they're living now, and the music and all the rest of it. We'll talk to them very shortly. First of all, this is what they sound like. You will have heard it on the programme before. This is from KUDOS. This is called Wait in Line. It's a song called Wait in Line, and it comes from KUDOS, otherwise known as Sophie and Laura O'Keefe, and both the girls join me in studio at the moment. You're very welcome. The last time, girls, I met you was in an empty pub in Waterford. I think it was around about May time, and at that stage, that was the first time I met you, and we recorded a couple of songs which were played here on the programme. And you're welcome back. It's great to see you again. How are we all? All doing well?
Thank you so much for having us on here.
Thank you. We're good, thank you.
To let people know, I mean, I think I mentioned it when I played those pieces of music that were recorded that day, and since we've played a couple of the songs, you were living in St. Helena, which is way off down almost the other side of the world at this stage. What brought you there in the first place? You're both Irish girls.
Yeah, we were living in the South Atlantic Ocean. It's an island called St. Helena Island, but it's off the coast of South Africa, and our dad was working out there, so the 6 of us, my whole family, went out there, and we were living out there for the last 4 years. It's a subtropical island, amazing to live there.
Yeah, I imagine so. And your home, to use that phrase, you're back home again, the call of the wild bringing you back again. Was it difficult to leave, or were you happy to come back home again?
It was very mixed emotions for us, because St. Helena became a second home for us, so it was very, very sad to leave, but also we were very excited because we knew we wanted to come back to do more music, to do more gigs, and that would not have been possible from St. Helena.
Yeah, I guess you were probably quite restricted in terms of distances. I mean, how big is St. Helena? Would it take you long to drive around it? No?
It's not that big. I mean, it could take you an hour if you wanted to take all the winding roads.
All right, okay.
But
so it's quite small.
Yeah, yes. It's very small. Yeah.
With regard to the music, was that where the music started for you, or was it prior to going out there?
It was actually prior to going out to St. Helena. We started from a very young age. The whole house was into music. Our parents were they had a band, and we continued doing music growing up, and then we started writing our own songs and continued that when we went out to St. Helena.
So you were pretty much immersed in music from very early childhood then. So music was kind of pretty much just there all the time, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, we've just actually brought out a vlog this week. We just launched the first video on Monday, and that will tell you the story of how it all began, and it shows footage of us playing piano at 3 months old and what have you. So
how serious is this for you? I mean, you're still both young, and although I should say most parents would tell you to go in a different direction, but one of your parents is actually filming you. My point being that what's the plan for you? I mean, is this a full-on assault on the music industry now over here? And I know you're going over to England next week and doing some work over there as well. So, I mean, are you going to give it a certain amount of time and see how that pans out for you?
We definitely have a strategy in place. It's 100% for us at the moment. We're giving everything into it, and we have done so for a long time, and we hope to continue to for a very long time.
Yeah. And yes, as you say, we are very fortunate to have such supportive parents, and our dad in the corner filming us to hopefully have up on one of our vlog sessions. So
well, as you said, they were into music themselves prior to ye coming along.
Yeah.
So I suppose it's kind of a natural progression, really, that if you showed any talent at all for playing guitar or singing, that they were going to nurture that.
Oh, 100%. Like they're always behind us 100% with everything, and they're so supportive. And with the music, they've been so helpful and get us through, come on, you can do this, and do this one now, and every song that we write, they're there with us, and they know what's going on, and they've been great for that.
It's often been said that no matter how successful you become as an artist, at the end of the day, the people that matter most are your close family and your close friends, because they're the ones that'll pick you up if things go wrong. Not suggesting that they will.
We hope not.
But I mean, they're always there. You often read these biographies of bands that the ones, if they only had their families there, that things might have gone differently. Listen, hang on there a moment. I just got to take a quick commercial break here. We're going to get some live music from the girls as well here in studio. 2 songs, as we always do with our acts, and we've got another recorded piece as well. It's KUDOS are my guests in studio.
Roddie Cleere, winner of the Irish Post Music Awards, outstanding contribution to music in Ireland.
When it comes to musical taste, then, ladies, what floats your boat? What music do you like listening to? And also, are you worlds apart in that taste, or are you quite close?
We actually spoke about it in our first vlog, that we didn't start performing together until we were, I think,
13 and 17.
When I was 13, yeah. And we noticed that it was because both of our music tastes were different, and we were exploring different sounds separately and things like that, until our teacher brought us together, Miss Dennehy, and we started performing together. But
I think now we're very much on the same page, and I think especially travelling the world, our style of music has changed. We're still growing it, and even listening to it, we listen from, literally we would listen to classical pieces right through to rock, pop, R&B, hip hop, electronic dance music, house, trap,
if it's good, you
grime.
listen to it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's no particular style that we just say like that's our style. We are continuously learning from different styles.
Are there any particular artists that influence you that you would kind of liken your sound to, or is that not what you want me to ask, if you know what I mean? You don't want to be compared to another singer.
It's a very hard answer. I think we are trying to find our own sound, and we're still working on that.
Of course, yeah. Okay, we're live on Facebook now, so you can see the girls there when you come in, and there they go. So here we are. This is KUDOS and a song called Red Light. In your own time, ladies.
You could have been my red light. You should have been my red light. I never needed you to be perfect, just to have common decency. You told me that you would be worth it. I told you that we'd have to see. I'm counting on a red light. I'm not gonna let you go tonight. I promised that I wouldn't let you reach my soul. I couldn't say no. Red light. Red light. Now this night's coming to an end, and we no longer have to pretend. 'Cause you and I, we both know where this night is gonna go. I'm counting on a red light. I'm not gonna let you go tonight. I promised that I wouldn't let you reach my soul. I couldn't say no. Red light. Red light. You could have been my red light. You should have been my red light.
KUDOS, Sophie, and I keep on saying Lauren. I don't know why. Laura. Let's say Laura. No, Sophie's on the right there as you look. Well done. Getting some nice reaction online. Say goodbye to the folks online. If you want to hear more, if you want to hear more, tune into us onto KCLR, and you'll hear the rest of the interview here. The lads are with us for a little while yet. Okay, very good. One thing that strikes me immediately is your harmonies straight away, and when you started, just the sound in the headphones that I'm getting here was almost perfect in terms of sound, you know. So is that something, again, when you were starting out, that you were very aware of, or did you have to work on it, or was it something that you happened upon, as it were, later on?
Thank you for your comment, first of all. When we first started performing, I actually remember sitting on the bed with the guitar with Laura, and Laura tried something above my melody line, and I was like, do that again. And at the time
I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
we weren't even 100% like sure
what it was,
what we were doing or what that was, and
but it just sounded right.
It just sounded right to us, and I kept saying, I was like, try that again, or let me try something, and it started from there. And and I think with songs that we do it quite naturally, we don't have to like.
Anytime either of us write a song, one of us will start singing, and then the other will just automatically join in with harmonies. I think that's just how it's always been with us, really.
Yeah.
When it comes to writing, then, do you take equal share of that, or are there fights? You write a lyric, no, don't like that, you're going to do it my way on this one. Or what way does all that work? I mean, you're sisters, first of all, so if you fall out, you're always going to come back together again anyway. So, unlike a band, if you know what I mean.
That's very true. I mean, like, we're like best friends, so
we are best friends.
We are best friends.
How close are you in age?
3 years difference.
Yeah, okay, yeah, very close. So.
Yeah. So, in terms of writing the songs, it is equal share. We both have something to bring to the table, and with every song, it's a different scenario. You know, I could start writing a song and almost finish the song, and then I'd get Laura to jump in on it, and I'd say, you know, what could we add to it, and in terms of the arrangement, where do we think we're going with this? And then other times, like, we sit down and we'd just start writing together, and on a few occasions we've done that, and we've been like,
I think because we are best friends, you will hear in the lyrics that they're actually real life experiences, and we go through these experiences together, so we're able to bring our lyrics together and our sounds together and just work on it.
Because I think, like, every experience, like, is the same thing for us, and we do everything together, so it works really well for us in terms of writing.
Welcome back, Roddie, with you until 1 o'clock. My guests in studio are KUDOS. I suppose we can call you based in Ireland now, because you're back here and having lived in St. Helena. The island itself, while you were there, how were you restricted in terms of gigs? I know you travelled quite a bit. You went across to South Africa as well. You played a few gigs over there, I think. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. We did a few performances while we were travelling to and from St. Helena. But in terms of actually playing on the island, we seem to kind of never be short of offers. Even though it is a small island, there's always something happening on the island. So at one point, it was nearly every Friday and Saturday we were doing a gig.
Yeah. And is there much competition on the island, musically speaking? I mean, would you have, I would say rivals, not, but would there be competition, other bands there as well? Or what's the music scene in general like there?
There was actually a lot of bands on the island, considering how small it was, and it was kind of like a team effort. You know, if there was an event happening, all of the bands went together and we'd all help each other with sound.
As it should be.
Amazing talent between all of them.
Yeah, and we were fortunate enough to play with one of the bands for a period of time on the island. We played with the Big Easy, and we had an absolute laugh doing that, really. They were great musicians, and I think there was 13 of us in the band. And we at
it's
one
like a Live
point,
Aid.
we had a brass section at one point in the band. It just depends on who's on island, and there's always people coming on and off island, and we performed. There was a music festival we did when the World cruise ship came to the island, and obviously there's a lot of people on that, and they had their band play as well. So there was often people came to the island and they played, and so it just depended. But we were never short of doing music on the island.
Coming back to Ireland now, how long are you home now? Since July, I think you were saying, was it?
Yeah, we're back since July now.
Have you found it any different in terms of gigging, for one thing, and just the whole everything that goes on around the industry? Because I suppose to a kind of a degree on the island you were slightly cocooned, if that's fair to say, or maybe you can tell me otherwise. Do you know what I'm saying? When you come over here, then it's bigger, there's a lot more competition, and probably a lot more difficult to kind of get noticed and get yourself up that ladder.
I would say it's definitely a lot harder here. On the island, it's a small community. There's only 5,000 people there.
Oh, is that? Yeah.
Everybody knows everybody. So everybody knew us, and everybody would hear us on the radio, and we'd pass people on the street and they'd say, "You're the singing girls." People knew who we were. Whereas here, we're trying to promote ourselves.
You're who?
Yeah.
It's difficult enough, and I would imagine as well that getting the sound out. But although you seem to be doing quite well, I mean, a lot of the radios have picked up on you, as far as I can see.
Yeah, we've been Dan Hegarty had us on 2FM, and that was great, and Teresa Ann O'Reilly from WLR FM, and so we've had like good support from the radio stations here, and Niler 9 did a piece on us earlier on this year. Like, he wrote about our song Pass Another Glass, and we were very happy with that, so we've been very grateful for the support.
But you're also very good at promoting yourselves. I mean, your dad's here with the camera and you're doing this vlog. Your website is always up to date, your Facebook pages, and that is very important from my point of view, and I think any other radio presenter will tell you that if you go onto a Facebook page and you see, I think I've said this before on one of my own podcasts, you're trying to find out where they're from, and under location they'll write down Ireland. You know, it's a small island, but it's not that small. It gives a little bit more information. It's just being smart arsey about it. Whereas yourselves, I can say with my hand on heart, I didn't have to look very far to get information on you. And even the promo piece I put up on Facebook, the little photograph of you is always, it's easy to get photographs of you, so well done on that score. I would, not that I'm giving you points or anything like that. But,
Thank you.
I want to go back to the songwriting again. When it comes to writing a song, how honest do you allow yourselves to be in the lyric?
100%.
Yeah.
Like,
is that hard or easy to do? I mean, if there was something really personal, are you happy enough to let that go out to the public?
I think that was probably hardest when we were on
the island, because it was so small.
Yes, I guess,
saying everybody knew each other, and we'd be stopped on the street like, oh, is this song about so-and-so?
And you know them well,
yeah, exactly. Or if we're performing and that person's in the crowd, you're just like, do they know it's about them or anything like that?
Well, does that mean now that you're living back home in Ireland that the lyric might go even a bit more deeper, even a bit more honest, the fact that it's a wider audience, a bigger pool, that you have that freedom maybe to be a little bit more, to explore your lyric a bit more?
I don't think so. I think we've always been so honest with our music and our listeners. We've always been so open and things like that. So I don't think we can go any broader than we've been, to be honest.
But then again, you're only home a couple of months anyway, so I suppose it'll take a while. Do you find it easy to write?
Yes. I think in terms of everything that's going on in the music industry and, the recording and the promo and everything around music, writing would definitely be my favourite part of the entire process. Writing music is.
And you're constantly writing?
Constantly.
Yeah, the two of you?
Yeah.
You said that with a little hesitation. Is she writing a bit more than you, or?
I think it is just about people hearing the lyrics. It is very personal, but I'm getting used to it, I guess.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine it's as easy. It's like writing a journal, isn't it?
Exactly,
and then you're letting it out there, and I suppose you're leaving yourself open. I won't say criticism, but you're leaving yourself open in general terms, but you're obviously quite used to that now at this stage.
Yeah, I mean, we do get very open, and people do question it, and to be honest, I'm kind of just like, it is what it is. It's out there. That's what happened. It's all based on a true experience. And that's good and bad. That's everything. And with our songs, we're hoping that people can, relate to that, and everyone goes through the same things in life, and we're just being honest.
Do you find it cathartic? If you're going through a particularly tough time in your own lives, personal or family or whatever the case may be, would any of that find its way into a lyric, find its way into a song?
Definitely,
yeah.
And like what I'm saying, we talk these days about mental health, that it's a good way of getting all of that stuff out and in the open, as it were.
It's definitely like it's almost like a healing process in terms of coming to terms with things. You experience something, and it could be, the end of a relationship or whatever, and you talk about that, and it may not be for a few months after that you can finally come to terms with the situation and just sit at the piano and say, well, this is how I feel, and
Great.
This is what happened.
Great. Okay, let's get another live piece from you, because I'm just keeping an eye on the time. It always astounds me that it's almost gone before I realise it. The second piece you're going to do is called Say the Word, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, give me the scale, the story on this one. If you can.
This one is basically about a guy Let's just be honest here. It's about a guy, and
I
that's
think
got
the lyrics are self-explanatory.
They're very self-explanatory. So if you do have questions about it after, then you know it's so out there. Like it's just 100% what.
So people would relate to it, I would imagine, if that's
I think
the case.
so.
Yeah. Does he know?
No, well, maybe I'm not sure.
You just said it's a small island, you know.
Yeah.
There you go. Anyway, I won't have any more on that. I won't embarrass you. Say the word. These are the girls. This is KUDOS.
He's got perfect style and a killer smile, and he's got my eye. I like it when he calls my name. It drives me insane. It is such a shame. I'm taking what we could do. Yeah, me and you. Far from the crowd where the music's loud and my heart skips a beat or two. Don't ask me to stay, I'll just walk away, 'cause I love those games. They're fun, yeah, laughing with those girls, near those jealous girls, seen but never heard. We're mysterious, what we could do. Yeah, me and you. Far from the crowd where the music's loud and my heart skips a beat or two. I know it could be so simple. You say the word and I will follow. What we could do, yeah, me and you. Far from the crowd where the music's loud and my heart skips a beat or two. What we could do, yeah, me and you. Far from the crowd where the music's loud and my heart skips a beat or two.
KUDOS and a song called Say the Word. That's Sophie and Laura, all the way from St. Helena. And you're probably the longest distance to come to the programme.
We travelled all the way to see you.
How far is it from here in terms of time?
In terms of time, well, that has changed in the last 4 years, because when we first went to St. Helena, we travelled from here to Heathrow to Cape Town, and then from Cape Town, the only way to get to St. Helena was 6 days by boat.
Shit, yeah.
Oh my God.
6 days,
Oh my
and
God.
you don't see land. 6 days and you're
That's
on the
long.
ocean.
That's a long time. And it's changed now. So is there direct flights there now from Cape Town?
So now
From
there's
Johannesburg, there's
Johannesburg,
direct flights, yeah.
Do you miss it, and will you go back and all the rest of that? And you know, how long are you going to give yourselves in this country? I mean, that's kind of a silly question. I mean, I know you don't know how long you're going to be here for, but you know what I mean? It's obviously somewhere you're going to go back to occasionally.
We absolutely loved being there and we miss it so much, but we definitely will return. That's definitely the plan, to go back, but we want to tour with music and we want to go all over the world with music.
Great.
But we will return to St. Helena.
Well, it only seems like yesterday when I met you upstairs in that pub in Waterford, and I was impressed then. I'm equally impressed now, and I really am looking forward to the album. When do you hope to see the light of day?
We're hoping the early half of next year.
Right. Well, do let me know. I look forward to hearing it. You know, girls, thanks very much indeed for taking the time to come into us. The time unfortunately has slipped past, and I got one more song to play from you as well. Continued success to you. I just love your attitude, and I love the way you're going about it. And
Thank you.
You know, not for want of trying, as they say. But I think you're doing okay, and you're getting the right plays, and you're getting the right contacts as well. So congratulations to you.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you for having us on the
here.
show.
Going to play out with Pass Another Glass. This is quite an early piece from you, isn't it?
This was the first song that we released, and we did that on the 31st of December, 1st of January. So.
Great. Kudos, Sophie and Laura. Thanks a million.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us again on Not So Perfect, and shout out to those of you in Kilkenny and Carlow who listen to us.
Bye.